Virtually no one has been fired.
This week, it became evident that Fast and Furious used wiretaps, which would have to have been signed off on by the higher-ups in the Department of Justice.
The truth may be that the Attorney General and key lieutenants charged with knowing what's in those affidavits, knowing the wiretaps, may have been derelict in their duty in that they signed them, they were responsible for them, and they're going to tell us they didn't really know what was in them.
No, Congressman, it's interesting because it has been 14 months since Brian Terry's death. There was a federal indictment for murder, and yet the case still hasn't come to trial. Congressman, you were a sitting DA, as was I. You were a United States attorney. Number one, have you ever heard of a whole file being sealed? And number two, 14 months to take a regular murder trial case to trial?
No and no would be the answers to those two questions. You know, there's a speedy trial clock in federal court. You have to try it within 70 days or get permission from the court to do otherwise.
Right. Now, what came out this week, Congressman, was that there were wiretaps apparently on March 15th, federal prosecutors assigned in Washington. What does this tell you? I mean, doesn't it tell you that justice in Washington knew?
Well, it is the single best piece of evidence, Judge, that we have that they knew, because as you know, with wiretap applications, they are wordy, they are lengthy, they are detailed, and Main Justice in Washington has to approve these Arizona wiretap applications. What the Attorney General also knows is that Chairman Issa and myself and no one else on the Oversight Committee can have access to those wiretap applications. They're under seal. I would be willing to bet you whatever you want to bet that if you and I could get our hands on those wiretap applications, it would be crystal clear to the reader that gun walking was the tactic, which is one reason they want